Well, beloved friends, here we go again. We're talking today about the anger of the Lord, the anger of the Lord. Oh my. This is one of those things that's hard for us to reconcile with the love of God and the kindness of God and the grace of God. But I think if you love someone, when things happen that hurt you, I think it is natural for anger to be a part of that experience. God is not like us. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to liken him to us. We are made in his image, though. And God has a righteous indignation and anger against sin that comes from him when his covenant relationship with us is thrown aside and is broken by us. Let's look at that today. Joshua again is speaking to the people about God's expectations of them. He's talking to them about faithfulness to God. But in Joshua chapter 23, 15 and 16, we read some frightening words. We read this: therefore it shall come to pass that as all the good things have come upon you, which the Lord your God promised you, so the Lord will also bring upon you all the harmful things until he has destroyed you from the good land which the Lord your God has given you. When you have transgressed the covenant of the Lord your God, which he commanded you, and have done and served other gods, and bowed down to them, then the anger of the Lord will burn against you, and you shall perish quickly from the good land which the Lord gave you. Joshua is saying the same train that brought God's blessing, that same train can also bring God's destruction, right? The same blessings that come to us from God due to his promises, not a single one have failed. The same thing is true of his curses. Not a single one of them will fail either. Joshua is saying to the people of God, there are consequences to our disobedience and consequences to our behavior when it is not lined up with God. God's judgment is all throughout Scripture. In fact, the Israelites are aware of his judgments, right? Remember when they apostatized at the Vale of Shittim and God had to judge them in that moment? Many thousands died. When Achan took things and hid them in his camp, God judged them. They saw the anger of the Lord, which was kindled against Achan, right? Even in the book of Revelation, down through the Bible. Now we're at the end of the scripture, Revelation 14 and verse 10. He also will drink the wine of the wrath of God. This is in the third angel's messages, right? This is among the three angels' messages. He will receive the wrath of God, which is mixed in full strength into the cup of the Lord's anger, and will be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. That's those who have received the mark, the devil's mark, that mark of the beast, right? We don't want that stamp on us. We don't want that thing that says that we are no longer aligned or in allegiance to God, that we no longer are surrendered to God. We don't want that mark. We want God's seal upon us, right? So God says in his word that, hey, we've got to be careful. And so today's lesson reminds us of how faithful we have to be to God, and that it is in the light of God's wrath that the biblical doctrine of God's love really becomes more relevant. When we understand to some degree how much God gets angry at stuff, then we understand how much really he loves us. It is his love that drives him to eradicate sin wherever it is found. God doesn't have anything against us personally, but if sin is found in us, that sin cannot be tolerated. It cannot live forever. All right? Now is the day. Make our calling and election sure with God. May God bless us as we study today.